Steve, is that a Christmas scarf you have on? Might be a little warm out this morning. T-Rex, you're so handsome. Let's see. Oh, yeah. You ready to go out the door? Yes, of course. Didn't even make you jump this time. Looks a little gray. The grass is looking nice and green. There goes Steve with his new handsome scarf, and it's 57 degrees with a thunder. Well, it's not going to thunder, but it really is 57 degrees with the barometer down to 29.43. It's gone all the way from up around almost 31 inches down closer to 29 inches now. So it's a low barometer today, and it's a low gray sky. And we are overdressed. I'm taking off the hat. How's our ice bucket doing? Kind of sad. It's more of a rain bucket again now. Let's see what we have left in the ice bucket. More of an ice donut, huh? Yeah, so sad. How much rain did we get? Well, this doesn't work, Tim. You can't do it like that because you took the ice out. This is how much water we've had since Thanksgiving. So, it's a thaw. It's a December thaw. Let's go splashing. I call it a thaw when the temperature stays above freezing at night, December, January, or February, or even March, really. The climatological low temperature in Boston this time of year is about 29 degrees, but we all know that that kind of climate is changing rapidly. How about this pool? That ice is a little thicker. So some of the ice survived, but we're not going back down below freezing here until probably Friday morning. So the thaw here at my house is going to last a couple more days. Let's go check the other gauges, see if we have consistency. Temperature on this thermometer, also about 55 degrees or so. And what about rainfall last night? The rain snow line way up into Canada, 0.22. Other rainfall amounts. Drought denting rains continue. North and west of Boston picked up about 1/3 of an inch right in Boston, some of the least amount of rain. And then Connecticut, Uncasville, Connecticut picked up 1.3 inches of rain. Will this rose bloom? I don't think so. I'm not going to need to mow the lawn, I don't think. Last night I spent hours on this tree getting the lights going. Felt like Chevy Chase. Failed, and then I had to find a different color wire, which you can't see at night, but got it going. And what about the odds of a white Christmas? Well, they're kind of flatlining. When I say flatlining, I don't mean dying. I just mean not increasing anymore, almost decreasing in some spots. If you have snow on the ground, Ralph, contributor on X all the time, keeps great data. He lives in Connecticut, but is in Cavendish, Vermont this morning. He says the snowpack held up despite last night's rain. So if you have snow on the ground right this minute, your odds of a white Christmas, sorry, my mic, I'm moving my mic around. Your odds of a white Christmas are close to 100% if you have snow on the ground right now. If you do not have snow on the ground right now, I'm going to reel back the odds a little bit. He started it last Friday. Yesterday I said Saturday, but it was really last Friday. I was talking about Shrewsbury, Massachusetts, where this morning in Shrewsbury, 52 degrees on Steve Turnblum's Tempest weather system. It says 0.26 inches of rain last night, and the pond still had some ice on it. And for Shrewsbury, I'm going to cut the odds back to where we were last Friday. So last Friday I said 50-50, and then I'll show you why here. This is the 15-day. And you see some raindrops and no snowflakes, even though it's plenty cold. And then on Saturday, I said 55% probability. And then Sunday, I said 60%. And then yesterday, I said, oh, why don't we add 5%? And I changed 60 to 70. That's 10%, Tim. It's funny when I go back and rewatch my edits and I say things, my mouth works faster than my brain sometimes. That's the nature of live, one take, Tim with his cat and his dog out the door memorizing weather data. And so I'm going to knock it back again from yesterday's 70, 20% to 50-50 odds of a white Christmas at your house in Shrewsbury, Steve. I think we increased the odds, though, for Boston and Cape Cod. This morning, wind, big factor. Here are the temperatures this morning in southeastern New England. Falmouth was gusting to 40 miles per hour. and the temperature was about 57 Taunton. Meantime, in the Merrimack Valley, or west of the Merrimack Valley, in parts of New Hampshire, Warner, New Hampshire, I think that is, on the road to Sunapee, was only 33 degrees. And so I bet there was some icy conditions this morning in spots where the ground stays cold, and it was raining last night. And that's the nature of cold air. It did not get scoured out of some of the lower elevations last night. And so where it was so cold this morning, the temperature's going up pretty quickly. And where it was so warm this morning here in the Boston area, the temperature's going down a tad during the day. It is a cold front coming through. Here's the surface analysis. Way up at Hudson Bay was a 990 low, and a cold front coming down. Several cold fronts coming through New York, another one back in the Great Lakes states, and a warm front bisecting New England. So this is the warmest it's going to be until probably after Christmas. There's a pretty significant cold wave on the way. But what about storminess? Plenty of action on the map lined up coast to coast. The Pacific Ocean is still a parade of storms, and timing each one is rather challenging. Did you hear about that severe weather near San Francisco? I didn't show it, but there were some tornadoes in California back on, what was it, Sunday? And weather system's taking 3 days to cross the coast. So we just had rain last night, and that system from California that was so powerful is coming in on tomorrow night. So they're coming every 36 hours, and each one is going to be a colder system and a moving target. So I guess I could optimistically show you the Shrewsbury 5-day from the Canadian model. That other one I showed was from the European model. So now I'm cherry picking data, and I'm showing you the Canadian for Shrewsbury that shows rain tomorrow night, probably about 1/4 of an inch of rain, very close to the rain snow line. And then on Friday night into Saturday, it does show snowflakes. So according to the Canadian model, we'll have white ground by Saturday, and any place the ground does turn white by Saturday, it stays cold enough that it probably is going to still be white on Christmas Day, even though it'll be thin in a lot of spots. All right, so that's the Canadian model if I was cherry picking. But I'm going to show you the Euro after I show the HRRR. Now, I showed the Euro so many times, showing it, stopping it tomorrow night, Wednesday night at 10 o'clock. And I'm going to do that now with the short range, higher resolution guidance. Here it is, the rain moving out, and you see the blue lines. It's cold enough for snow. The red line's pushing south, and we have cold air advection, and a lot of spots are going to refreeze tonight, just not near my house. Boston, Cape Cod will stay above freezing, making it a 48-hour thaw. And then here comes the action tomorrow night. This wave of low pressure is going to be a fast mover. There's a pretty good gradient, good upper level motion dynamic, but it's going to be so fast, fairly flat flow. I'll stop it. Blue is snow, green is rain. Stop it. 10 o'clock tomorrow night, same place we've been stopping the Euro, and it shows how well the Euro has been doing with this. My goodness. The Euro's had this now for about a week, with 7 days, that is, with this weak low, about a 10-11, 10-10 millibar low over Long Island at 10 o'clock tomorrow night. And the green is rain, and the blue is snow, and the purple is sleet, or a mix. And look how close that is to Shrewsbury. And there are bands of fairly heavy snow for tomorrow evening, so tomorrow night, and it's good timing for snow to accumulate. Higher elevations of western Massachusetts, north central Massachusetts, north of Wachusett, and then most of the mountains of Vermont, New Hampshire, except for the seacoast. No mountains at the seacoast, Tim. And the seacoast of Maine is all going to be snow tomorrow night, and it could snow an inch an hour for an hour or two. So a couple quick inches of snow, especially elevation dependent. Now we'll put this back into motion, keep it going. That low goes offshore, and the blue lines press south, and the black lines tighten up. That means we're going to have cold air advection. That is wind and the transport of new cold air coming out of Canada for Thursday. Now let's go to the wider view. Go right to it too. The Euro, the bigger scale, the global model. It's lower resolution. It goes out farther. I could show the Canadian, but I'm not going to because we're Euro loyal, and the GFS also has been waffling. So this is the Euro, and here comes tomorrow night. We talked about it enough. There goes that low. It goes away, leaving snow on the ground. Oh, wait, I should stop. How much snow on the ground, Tim? Let's show the HRRR snowfall for tomorrow night by Thursday morning. The liquid equivalent on this thing looks like it's about 1/4 to 3/4 of an inch, and if that's all snow, that can be 5 or 6 inches of snow in the higher elevations. And that's what it does show. You can see those brighter or darker blues actually start to get a little bit lighter once you get towards a half a foot. So generally about a 3-inch elevation snowfall, and that line is right in Shrewsbury with no snow from Shrewsbury Point south and east. And all that area there in that blue, it's blue, will likely have a white Christmas, almost 100% probability in there. Okay, go back now. Let's go to the real moving target. That is the Friday, Saturday, Sunday forecast. The guidance at one point a week ago showed a real warm storm, and then it showed a perfect storm with wind and snow over most of New England with rain snow line near Cape Cod. And then in the last 48 hours, it's been very consistent that most of that action is going to miss us as it comes into the Great Lakes and digs south. And it's not really digging very much. It's more sort of meandering and attenuating, weakening. But there is high pressure to the north and there is low pressure to the south, and it will stop it here on Friday night. Again, I guess I had to go real slow to get it to stop at Friday night, because there is low pressure south of Cape Cod, about, what is it, a 997. And note that east-northeasterly wind and some precipitation in southeastern New England. So the fact that we are going to have an east-northeast wind with such cold air around, it almost guarantees at least a little snow, maybe from about Cape Ann to Cape Cod, and I'm not sure about Dartmouth anymore. Again, this is the Euro, and the Canadian is snowier, and the GFS is completely out to sea, so the Euro at least is offering some consistency over the last 48 hours. Okay, let's keep that moving. And the cold air does plunge in here. At one point, it showed the 486 thickness. Now it's more like 504. It's still Arctic air, but that's not record cold by any means at this point now. And high pressure comes right over us, so maybe some ice for skating in the backyard, Steve. And some of the ponds are going to have to start freezing over again and refreeze. And then that high goes offshore next Tuesday. Wednesday, there's a little short wave. There's nothing there. There's something there. And so there's a chance something happens on Christmas. And then 240 hours now is 7 p.m. on Thursday, December 26th. And at that point, there's a warming trend across much of the nation, and we'll start to go in probably to another December thaw in the couple of days after Christmas. And we may end up with some of those, almost set the clock by them recently, warmer systems going across ski country by the new year. That's just speculating for after December 26th. So not the best news for ski areas. I know I got the hype going for a big storm in our mountains for this weekend, and that doesn't look like it's the case, but it's a perfect case though for grooming and mountain operations to make a lot of snow at the ski areas. So your favorite places that make the best snow and do the best grooming should have some pretty nice weekend skiing, and the wind will be going away with that high pressure system, and it will gradually warm up, so it looks pretty good. Certainly don't cancel your ski vacation. I think even Blue Hill will get the guns going back up, so even in southern New England there'll be some skiing thanks to HKD snow guns. All right, so that's the end of the weather part. I think there were other things there are always other things I wanted to talk about. And more yesterday. Let's see, I probably made some videos of ducks. I don't see where the ducks are right now. And the cats underneath the tree. I love getting the cats underneath the tree. And Steve just staring at the birds. Look at them all right now. There must be, I don't know, 25 sparrows. I think they're mostly sparrows in there. Might have spotted a chickadee. And they're not singing for us today. They were singing yesterday when it was 38 degrees, but they're not singing right now. It's 55 to 60. Oh yeah, the records for today, I looked those up. 65 in the year 2000. In the year 2000, it was 65 degrees in southeastern Massachusetts. And while I was looking at that data, I noticed that in Boston, on this date in 2020, 4 years ago, Logan Airport had a foot of snow. So white Christmases still do exist. But I know it is a lot warmer climate regime, and odds of getting them are much lower now. Oh yes, and congratulations to the University of Vermont Catamounts men's soccer team taking the national championship last night. My goodness, that was exciting. I haven't purposefully watched a soccer game and for almost forever. Thank you, Josh Worth and my friends from Vermont, turning me on to that game where I saw them go down 0-1, then I started tied 1-1, and then I fell asleep, and then I woke up and found out that the Catamounts are national champions. Congratulations. Is there going to be a parade in Vermont this weekend in that frigid air? Oh, yes, and the Patriots are playing in Buffalo. It's supposed to be about 10 degrees. Steve, our Maine Coon, will be keeping warm. T-Rex, come on over. Let me wipe those sleepies out of your eyes. It's almost 10 o'clock in the morning. How come you have sleepies in your eyes? Look at this. Cats and dogs getting along. What can you not like about these long videos? You get a lot of weather, but you got animals and nature and TK. Signing off to the and more from yesterday. We'll talk to you tomorrow. Steve. And get some mid-action in the and more. Here's some fun and more. Steve and T-Rex and TK all getting entertained by a dog playing easy to get or hard to get. That's a Catone, I do believe. How fun. I know. Entertainment, huh, Steve? And more and more and more. I haven't even finished doing today's taping yet. You jealous? You jelly? You want to go run on the beach? You want to go run on the beach too? Rex is totally jealous. Rex, I'll play with you. I'll play with you. You come on. You come on. Yeah. Get him, Steve. All right, let's go in the door. Time to go in the door. Hey, Steve. Hi. 9:45 a.m. It is precipitating. Can't really see Boston. It's just a very light drizzle here. Maybe some snowflakes on the top of those buildings. And I was excited to get my compost thermometer in the mail. Broken. Yeah. Everything's broken all the time. $40 now, the hassle to send it back to Amazon or wherever. Telegrow is the name of the brand. Oh man, so disappointing. Get what you pay for. It was only $40. Some of them cost $200. Just about sunset. Got some pretty sky waves, clouds. It's actually raining a tiny bit right now. I did not know that. It came out for the waves from the tugboat that just went by. The light waves, the water waves, reflecting and refracting and terminating on the soil. Yeah, sort of checkerboard pattern. Oh, and we've got a eider taken off. There were a bunch of them on those rocks earlier. But every time I try and go down and get the video, they disappear. So anyhow, this is an interesting rain shower. It looks like it's illuminated a little bit, doesn't it? Somebody might be getting a rainbow. I don't think this is the main rain that's been coming in overnight. Just a little northern edge of the precipitation, which has been pretty much all day from about Long Island to just south of Cape Cod. This front that's just kind of stalled, a warm front pushing north tonight. A couple of downpours, which is now last night, right? So not a lot of been more. Yay, a short video. Could it be? Could be. And some time lapse of the sky today. The sun did come out for 5 or 10 minutes. Oh, one pops up, one pops down. Birds and waves. Now they're both underwater. What do eider eat? I'm assuming whatever's growing, like in the water, like seaweed.